Taurus, hello. This is a reading for you for the next 3 months. General reading for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising and Ascending. Also look at your Mercury for communication, look at your Venus for love. If you don't know what those things are, there's a link in the description down below that says free natal chart where you can get those. And you get a very free, beautiful, sort of like a natal chart for you as well, which is actually very helpful. Especially if you ever want sort of like an astrology reading. And also if you don't really know what your date of birth is, the option for that is there as well. So it could be quite helpful to you. Okay. For all of you always supporting me, thank you. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Adrian. I'm an intuitive healer. I practice holistic wellness and I also do spiritual regression hypnosis. Okay. Now, this is a 3-month reading because I agreed to some things and beautiful things, and I won't be able to do the weekly readings for you as I do all the time. I'll still do like a monthly reading. And I will do like an all signs reading. I'll do my best for like maybe like a couple of picker cards in between. So if you'd like to receive those, I would recommend that you do subscribe to the channel and you hit that notification bell next to subscribe so that you know when the readings are coming out. But let's see what we got for you. General reading, take what resonates. Alright, Taurus. If you want beautiful graphic design work and social media management, you can also contact my friend directly. There's a link down below in the description and it says AC Digital Marketing Solutions. Alright, a whole handful of cards. We're not going to take them all. Let's just affirm that there's lots and lots and lots and lots of blessings available for you right now, that the angels has got a lot of positive messages for you right now. We're going to look into that with your tarot reading when we clarify, and we're also going to end up with an oracle card for you. So for now, we are open to one message only. Y'all angels here, man? Let's see what we got for you. Let's see what we got for you. Right. Doom 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 doom, boom 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 boom, doom doom Taurus. Joy. Alright, it says, joy is the highest energy of all. It's the magical sense that everything is possible. Joy springs from appreciating the gifts within each moment. Joy allows you to attract and create your present and future moments at their highest possible levels. Nice, huh? Joy, magic of joy. Let's draw for your cards. Let's see where you're at. How did you get there? What's coming towards you? And what's the overall energy? I saw such a almost like a funny sort of meme today for Taurus, and I actually posted it on my Facebook wall. So if you want to know on which day I'm doing this reading for you, if you want to go down below in the description and check out my link for my Facebook page, you can scroll down and see on which day that I posted it, because that's on the day I'm doing this reading. But it was like this girl that was, you know, they were saying to her, do you got any plans today? And Taurus is like, you know, tell me what it is that you have in mind, and I'll let you know if I've got time. You know, which I thought is such a sort of, you know, Taurus thing. I may have time. It depends on what it is that you are, you know, dishing up. Okay. Radio. Overall energy, we've got the Two of Emotions, which is the Two of Cups. Alright, very Pisces sort of energy there. Could be different water sign as well. Cancer, Scorpio. Or even one of the other signs with just strong water in the chart. For example, like the air signs, Aquarius. You know, it's got a very dominant sort of water flow. So let's see. Could also be Gemini. There's a sense of things kind of coming together here for you. You know, like you get this beautiful sort of like synchronistic sort of like dance thingamajiggies, and they normally do it like at the Olympics and sort of stuff, and they do like the legs and go like floop floop, you know. There's that nice sense of synchronistic flow that I feel that's coming through for you here. And that is why you would be encouraged to embrace joy, because joy brings you into that beautiful space of where your heart can just open, and it really takes you into the space of surrender, where you can just receive the beautiful things in life, you know. So in your recent past, what brought you to where you currently are? We have got the Three of Inspirations, which is the Three of Wands. They've got the Three of Voices, which is the Three of Swords, and the High Priestess. So that's in the recent past. In where you currently are, there's the Eight of Voices, which is the Eight of Swords, the Page of Voices, which is the Page of Four Swords, and the Knights of Emotions, which is the Knight of Cups. What's coming towards you? Ten of Voices, Ten of Swords, Release, the Judgment card, as well as Awakening, which is Judgment in traditional tarot. There's things are coming together here for you, and for some of you, it depends on how far you are along or what else might be happening in your chart, but it's almost like, for some of you, you could be feeling like you're sort of like, you know, almost observing your life, like you could be almost like, you know, Mark Twain said, at the worst of your times and at the best of your times. You're realizing that everything is very sort of oppressed right now, but you're also realizing that you're moving into a space that is more sort of defining, you know, the sort of magic for what you are, or for who you are. Because in the past there was, you know, there was a lot of you, there was a deep soul unhappiness because you realized that you could be so much more than you currently are. Some of you really felt that you were selling yourself short, you know, that you're very sort of, you know, blah blah, drop in the bucket sort of, you know, percentage to the version of what you could possibly be and could possibly become and could love. Your life wasn't feeling as fulfilled as you knew that it could. And there is a little bit of a space there where, you know, you were feeling oh so sorry for yourself, you know, because of what did happen, and if it just didn't happen, if they didn't leave, and it just didn't, a whole lot of those type of things, you know, feeling very temperamental and horribly sorry for yourself. And I feel that something or someone kind of just got you to a point where you realize, like, listen, whoa, hold up, easy, tiger, this isn't you, this isn't who you are, okay? This is the High Priestess there in your recent past. You know, when you look at something like Zen Tarot, for example, you know, which is like when I teach tarot, that's sort of more like a masterclass, because it's so much more about energy. The oracle there presented, it's almost like the oracle that always speaks the truth, you know, and it's not always the most pleasant experience, but this is the kind of truth that is spoken. It might be harsh and might be felt in a way that is heavy, but it takes you forward because it's spoken with love. It's spoken with the intention of helping you move forward in a positive way, okay? And so I feel for some of you, you kind of, it's like you needed to move back to the past, needed to move back to where you were before, needed to move back to where everything had started, needed to move back to what it is that you initially ran away from, because you needed to get clarity what it is that you ran away from, so that you don't get yourself back to where you are or were right now, so that when you move forward, you don't sort of default back to here again. It's a wonderful way of actually you know, looking at your patterning, because when we don't know what's tripping us up, it can always trip us up again. So, you know, you realize that you had to sort of do a little bit of investigation. What are the things that are holding me back? What are the things that are, you know, limiting my sort of brightest and most beautiful experience of life? You had to sort of do that kind of self-exploration there. And I feel for many of you, you're sort of there right now. You're making those decisions of, what is it that defines me? What would I like my life to be like? What do I like for myself, you know? There's not so much this whole go with the flow sort of thing anymore. So it's like there's a desire to passionately go after, you know, your life, the creation of your life, but you're also in a sense busy making clarity or gaining clarity, you know, by what is it that's not working for me, whereas before there might have been a very sort of like experimenting sort of energy. You know, let's just try it, and if it doesn't work, oh whatever, you know, we'll just have a drink and just move on, you know. We'll just have sort of like a big party maybe in the garden, some a bit of a, you know, very glorified sort of pity party, and then we will just move on. But some of you realize that that was just a cycle that you were keeping yourself out of, basically, you know, clearly looking at life for what it is, and so you kind of stop that, and you're gaining perspective of what are the things that are making you happy, and you're taking your time. And as you're going forward, you are beginning to see, you know, what are the things, the people, the situations, the circumstances, the energies, you know, those type of things that you need to let go of, that you need to release, that you need to set free. I feel that at this point you're kind of like releasing quite a lot of, or getting to see a lot of the false perceptions about yourself. But also, as you go forward, you're also getting to see what are some of the ties, you know, and the sort of like associations that are not really serving you well. They're not really honoring who you are, you know, so they kind of got to go. And you really getting that sort of flow back into your life, okay? And the letting go process, you know, it's every time you release what doesn't, you know, sort of respect and honor who you are, you're growing into like a brighter version of yourself, and your connection with the universe is expanding, your heart is opening, you're coming out of that dark space. Let's clarify. We're going to start with the Two of Emotions, the Two of Cups, where you currently are. See what we have there for you. Okay, you want to come out, definitely. The Emperor, the Lovers, and the Strength card. I saw something very similar. If I remember correctly, it might have even been the same cards in the Sagittarius reading. Emperor, Lovers, and Strength. Okay. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius or you've got strong Sagittarius in your chart, you can have a look. Remember, always cross-watch with good intentions to learn more so the situation can positively grow. But you're very gently moving into your power and into your strength and into your truth and clarity and knowing of who you are and what it is that is acceptable for you and what it is that is not acceptable for you, and willing to do the healing, the releasing, the letting go, even if it hurts your heart. Okay. Now, let's look at the Three of Inspirations, the Three of Wands in your recent past. Because interestingly enough, I feel for your particular reading, the recent past, what brought you to where you are, is even more sort of like, you know, dominant, kind of like important as to where you are, because you've got quite a good idea of where you are. The Moon, the Death card, and the Knight of Cups. I feel that for some of you, it's almost like, and it's quite an oppressing energy. It almost felt like you were surrounded by an energy that felt quite false, you know. You weren't sure if you could trust anyone. You weren't sure if you could trust yourself. You weren't sure what to trust. You didn't know what, you know, what was going on. And you couldn't make sense of you couldn't gain the clarity within the mess of where you were, you know. And you realized that it was time to move on, like, you know, and just this thought itself started to make you move on. You sort of started to give yourself that hope in life, and if it meant that you had to leave things behind and people behind, you chose yourself, which is great. And there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of emotion that you were feeling. I feel that you had a great support structure, and you were surprised by how some people really kind of stepped forward for you in a way that you might not have expected. You've got the Six of Wands, you've got the Star card, and you've got the Ten of Wands. Yeah. So many people that you needed to let go of. You know, but you really stepped forward into yourself a lot. There was a lot of personal growth. There was a lot of spiritual growth. There was a lot of, some of you didn't realize how emotionally unstable you actually were. You know, how many of your actions that were sort of like, you know, your shining flamboyant actions was just really you crying out for help. And the universe really supported you, and there's a lot of healing that needed to be done, especially within yourself, a lot of forgiveness. Okay, which then obviously brings you to where you currently are, the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Voices. You've got the Six of Swords, the Eight of Swords is clarifying the Eight of Swords, and the Six of Cups. Went forward, you know, maybe made some connections there, you know, agreed to certain things, realized that now, you know, maybe they were not the best agreements to make. And so some of you are feeling yourself in a little bit of a tight spot, because some of you sort of like, you know, you reverted back to that little bit of a sort of survival kind of mechanism, low vibing a little bit for some of you there, not really realized, but remember you also didn't know any better, and we can't do better if we don't know better. And so where you currently are, there's a great sense of release and letting go. There's a great owning up. There's a lot of forgiveness. There's a lot of I'm sorry. You know, I apologize. I didn't know any better. So I feel for many of you, you kind of realize that there's like, you know, sort of like a string of apologies and forgiveness and, you know, building new faith and trust and that sort of thing going on. Maybe some people that you did injustices to, you know, in the past without meaning to do so really, because you were sad, you know, they're clearing out. A lot of people that did things to you, they're probably never going to apologize, you know. There's a lot of forgiving yourself for getting yourself into that situation as well. Moving forward, Page of Voices, Page of Swords, clarified by the Page of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Page of Wands. Moving forward, knowing what to do, understanding what to do, okay? Clarity in what it is that you have to do. Just want to check something for you. So we've got 3 pages really on the table and they're all here right now. There's the Page of Swords that is clarified by the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands. So this is very much a stage of like, how would I like the world to perceive me? How would I like the interaction with the world to be? And also, how would I like it to feel for me? How would I like that outer reflection? How would I like it to feel for me? You know, how would I like to experience it? And so you're turning in that direction with the Wheel of Fortune. Let's look at just one card here for the Knight of Emotions, the Knight of Cups. And there's the Page of Swords. Knowing that you deserve it. Knowing that it's, you know, this is what you need to do. Wow. Super wow. You're finally done with that, you know, broken past. Moving forward. So 10 of Voices, forgiveness. 5 of Pentacles, forgiving the people that made you feel not good enough before, which brings you to the 10 of Cups. You know, where you're realizing who you are, the Empress, you're growing. You are really, really super growing. Okay? Things are balancing out and evening out for you here. Let's look at the Justice card. One card for it. 7 of Wands. Seeing how you held yourself back before and not doing that self-sabotage anymore. Let's finish off with this Awakening card for you. So we've got the Tower, we've got the Hermit, and we've got the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Pentacles. So you've got the Tower and the Hermit, and then it's followed by the 9 of Pentacles. Okay? Tower first. You're breaking through your barriers. There's a lot of personal work and personal growth that's still taking place here, that still need to take place here. Look at what is the bottom of the deck for you. 2 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. Some of you are just looking for a nice sort of space in life to breathe and to be happy and, you know, to have love and to have stability and, you know, all those wonderful things that us as human beings would like to have. And you're actually bringing yourself to that right now. You know, you bring yourself to that very, very powerfully, in fact. Yeah. Give yourself the time. It's actually really happening. All right. There's a beautiful emotional breakthrough taking place here. Beautiful emotional breakthrough. All right. And if that resonates with you, you're more than welcome to like the video, share, comment, subscribe. Remember, if you're subscribed, to hit that that notification bell so that you know when your readings are coming out. If you want beautiful graphic design work done, contact my friend. There's a link down below in the description, AC Digital Marketing Solutions. Let's see, what do we have for angel prayers for this beautiful emotional breakthrough. There we go. Manifesting miracles with Archangel Orion. Thank you, Orion, for manifesting your miracles in my world. Beautiful. There's another card sticking out. What is this? Let's see. Take time to breathe. Thank you, angels. I breathe with ease, knowing that you are here. Beautiful, isn't it? Namaste. Love and light.